Hello everyone, welcome to you all for the awareness session on NAAC revised manual for affiliated and constant college, which will be commenced from January 2023. In our previous videos, we covered the first six criteria. Now the last criterion 7, that is institutional values and best practices, will be covered in this video. Coming to the outline of Criterion 7, institutional values and best practices, first we will cover all the qualitative matrices, then all the quantitative matrices. For every quantitative metric, the data template, standard operating procedure, and benchmarks. For criteria 7, there are no data templates. All other criteria for quantitative matrices, we had data templates. Here, Criterion 7, many of the matrices are option based. That's why we are not having any data templates. Let us see one by one. Okay, this is the disclosure of benchmarks of affiliated and constant college circular released by NAAC on 5th December 2022. This will be applicable from 1st January 2023 onwards, whoever submitted your IUKA on or after 1st January 2023. Now, this is the overview of all the 7 criteria. Now, we are discussing about criterion 7, institutional values and best practices, which carries 100 weightage. So, here for criterion 7, we are having 4 qualitative matrices with 70 weightage, then only 2 quantitative matrices with 30 weightage, total 70 plus 30, 100. Now, let us see all this one by one. Okay, criterion 7, institutional values and best practices, consisting of 3 key indicators. The first one is 7.1, institutional values and social responsibilities with 50 weightage. Then 7.2, best practices with 30 weightage. Then 7.3, institutional distinctiveness, 20 weightage. Total 3 key indicators. The total weightage is 100. Then again, the details of qualitative matrices and quantitative matrices of criterion 7. There are 4 qualitative matrices: 7.1.1 with weightage 10, 7.1.4 with weightage 10, 7.2.1 with weightage 30, 7.3.1 with weightage 20. Total 4 qualitative matrices with 70 weightage. Then 2 quantitative matrices: 7.1.2 weightage is 20, 7.1.3 weightage is 10, total 30. So the total weightage of criterion 7, 70 plus 30, 100. First, let us move to qualitative matrices of criterion 7, institutional values and best practices. First, let us say 7.1.1 comes under the key indicator 7.1, institutional values and social responsibilities with total weightage 50. Then 7.1.1 consisting of 10 weightage. The metric is measures initiated by the institution for the promotion of gender equity and institutional initiatives to celebrate or organize national and international commemorative days, events and festivals during last 5 years. So for this, we can provide within 500 words write-up. Then all the supporting documents can be uploaded under upload additional information. Then beyond 6 MB data, if you are having, that can be uploaded on your college website. That link can be provided under provide link for additional information. This is the metric related to promotion of gender equity and celebrations, festivals, and important national birth and death celebrations of celebrities. Then the next qualitative metric 7.1.4 comes under the same key indicator 7.1, institutional values and social responsibilities, which carries 10 weightage. This is related to describe the institutional efforts or initiatives in providing an inclusive environment, that is tolerance and harmony towards cultural, regional, linguistic, then communal socio-economic diversity and sensitization of students and employees to the constitutional obligations like values, rights, duties and responsibilities of citizens. So related to all these factors, you can provide the write-up with maximum 500 words. Then the supporting documents can be uploaded under upload additional information. Then any additional information relevant to this metric can be uploaded on your institutional website. That link can be provided. This is the qualitative metric. The next qualitative metric comes under the key indicator 7.2 best practices. 30 is the weightage, which consisting of only one metric, that is 7.2.1, which carries 30 weightage. The metric is describe two best practices successfully implemented by the institution as per the NAAC format provided in the manual. So here NAAC provided one format of best practices. So as per this format, you can provide two best practices here. As for the size limit, so only two best practices are allowed. With the description, maximum 500 words. So then you have to provide web link to best practices as hosted on institution website. All the two best practices can be hosted on college website. That link can be provided. Then the supporting information can be provided in any other relevant information. Now let us see the format of best practices as per the NAAC manual. The format for best practices. So for each best practice, all these headings needs to be included. First one, title of the practice. This title should capture the keywords that describe the practice. The second heading, objectives of the practice. What are the objectives or intended outcomes of this best practice? And what are the underlying principles or concepts of this practice? So these objectives can be covered in about 100 words. Then the context is the next heading. What were the contextual features or challenging issues that needed to be addressed in designing and implementing this practice? This you can provide about 150 words. Then the fourth heading, the practice. Describe the practice and its uniqueness in the context of India higher education. What were the constraints or limitations, if any, faced? This you can provide about 400 words. Then the fifth heading is evidence of success. Provide evidence of success such as performance against targets and benchmarks, reviews or results. What do these results indicate? This you can describe in 200 words. Then the sixth heading, problems encountered and resources required. So here you can identify the problems encountered and resources required to implement the practice. This you can mention within 500 words. Then the seventh heading is notes, which is optional. Here you can add any other information that may be relevant for adopting or implementing the best practice in other institutions. This you can provide within 150 words. Any other information regarding institutional values and best practices which the university would like to include. So this is the format of best practices. For each best practices, two best practices you have to include. Each best practices which consisting of these 7 headings. Then coming to the next qualitative metric 7.3, the key indicator 7.3, institutional distinctiveness, total weightage is 20. Here it contains only one qualitative metric, that is 7.3.1, which carries 20 full weightage. So here portray the performance of the institution in one area distinct to its priority and thrust in our institution level. So what is the distinctiveness? So one, at least one area distinctive to its priority and thrust, we can provide the description within 1000 words. Total weightage is 20. So here you can provide the web link to appropriate web in the institution website, then any other relevant information. So whatever the uniqueness, the distinctive you are choosing, that information can be uploaded on your institution website. That link can be provided here. Then any other relevant information you can upload with 6 MB size maximum. So this is the 7.3.1 qualitative metric. So these are all the qualitative matrices of criteria 7, institutional values and best practices. Now move to quantitative matrices of criteria 7. We are having only two quantitative matrices, 7.1.2, 7.1.3. For these matrices, the metric details along with weightage, then standard operating procedure and benchmarks will be covered. The first quantitative metric 7.1.2 comes under the key indicator 7.1, institutional values and social responsibilities, which carries 20 weightage. The question is, the institution has facilities and initiatives for the following 5 options. alternative sources of energy, and energy conservation measures. Management of the various types of degradable and non-degradable waste, then water conservation facilities, green campus initiatives, disabled friendly and barrier free environment. Earlier in old format, alternative energy sources is the separate metric, degradable, non-degradable waste is the separate, water conservation is separate, green campus is separate, disabled friendly separate. So all five matrices are combined, their total weight is added here, that is 20. Now all the five matrices now become single. So you can select which option your institution having. If you are having 4 or above, any 4 or all, option A. If you are having any three of the above, option B. If you are having any 2, option C. If you are having any 1, option 1. If you are not having any of these 5, option E. Then here there is no data template. Why? Because this is option based. So here the supporting documents related to the options chosen by you that can be uploaded under upload supporting document. Now what are the documents required that can be given in SOP? Let us see the standard operating procedure for the quantitative metric 7.1.2. What are the documents needed? First, you have to provide link to the policy documents of the institution. Then for all these initiatives, geotagged photos are required. Geotag photographs and videos of the facilities with caption. Then bills for the purchase of equipments for the facilities created under this metric. Any equipment needed for alternative energy, for disabled friendly, any software, any equipment is there. For that, bills needs to be provided. Then for ramps, rails, lifts, wheelchair, then signage board and a toilet for disabled persons, the any software. For all these photographs required. Every photograph should be geotagged. Then what are the specific instructions needs to be followed by the institution? Bills for purchase of equipments for creating the facility may be asked during DVV. So here also they asked bills. So they may ask randomly some selected purchases bills. Any other relevant proofs for the selected option. Then ramps or rails, lift, wheelchair, signboards, toilet, software, etc. should we include specific requirement of Divyangan for their use. Then what are the things not to be included or not to be considered? Suppose if you're having diesel generators set as backup, that can't be considered as the alternative source of energy. So solar, then biogas, etc. can be considered. Diesel generators won't be considered. This is the SOP. Then coming to the benchmark of 7.1.2. So based on which option, which grade will be awarded for this 7.1.2. If you are having any 4 or above, your option is A, then you will get full grade 4. If you are having any 3 of 5, then your option is B, then your grade is 3. You are having any 2 of the 5 options, your option is C. For C, your grade is 2. Then if you are having any one of the 5 options, your option is D. For D, the grade point is 1. If you are not having any of these 5 facilities, then your option is E, none of the above. For E, the grade point is 0. This is the benchmark of 7.1.2. Then coming to the next quantitative metric of criterion 7.1.3, which carries 10 weightage, comes under the key indicator 7.1, again institutional values and social responsibilities. So this is related to environmental consciousness, sustainability, and Divanjan friendly initiatives. The 7.1 indicator covers these areas. Now 7.1.3 is related to quality audits on environment and energy regularly undertaken by the institution. Then the institution environment and energy initiatives are confirmed through the following auditing agencies and other activities: green audit and energy audit, then green or environment audit. Next is energy audit, then clean and green campus initiatives, beyond the campus environment promotional and sustainability activities on these initiatives. If you are having all the 4 options, your option is A, all of the above. If you are having any 3, your option is B, If you're having any 2, your option is C. If you're having any 1, your option is 1. If you're not having any of these initiatives, your option is E. Then for all these initiatives, based on the option selected by your institution, those supporting documents can be provided under uploading supporting document. As for SOP, what are the documents required? Let us see. The SOP of 7.1.3, what are the documents needed? The policy document on environment and energy usage, action taken reports, and achievements reports as clean and green campus initiatives. Then reports of the audits, that green audit, environment audit, energy audit, whatever audits you are having. Certificate from the auditing agency, geo-tagged photographs with caption and date for all those initiatives, any other supporting document for beyond the campus environmental promotion activities. Then what are the specific instructions to the institution? Auditing from the government or government recognized organizations, university departments, recognized or certified non-profit NGOs only will be considered as the auditing agency. With your own institution auditing can't be considered here. There are no specific instructions not to be included, not to be considered. This is the SOP of 7.1.3. Then come to the benchmark of 7.1.3. So out of these 4 options, if you are having all the 4 options, then your option is A, then the grade point is A. If you are having any 3 of the above, your option is B, then grade point is 3. If you are having any 2 of the 4 options, then your option is C, grade point is 2. If you are having any one of the 4 options, your option is D, then grade point is 1. If you are not having any of these 4 initiatives, your option is E, none of the above, then your grade point is 0. So this is the benchmark of 7.1.3. Okay, in criteria 7, we are having only 2 quantitative matrices. Okay, that's all about criterion 7, institutional values and best practices. Okay, till this we covered the overview of the revised manual of affiliated and constant colleges, which will be commenced from the 1st January 2023. For this, all the references, whatever I have taken from the NAAC official website are included here. First, you can go to the NAAC official website, naac.gov.in. So here, under apply online or directly under latest news, the disclosure of benchmarks. If you can click on this, so I will show the walkthrough of NAAC website once. So let us open the NAAC official website. So many of them getting confused from NAAC website where you can see all these resources. Now you can see this is the NAAC official website, naac.gov.in. So this is the official website of NAAC. See, you can't depend on any other sources. So everything can be taken from official website of NAAC only. This is the only website, naac.gov.in. In the home page here, you can see disclosure of benchmarks is there. So this is the latest news. That's why they have included here. Suppose later, those will be moved to here under apply online. So whenever you can click on apply online, here you can see all the details are given here. So if you are university, here you can see revision manuals for this is the general institutions for universities. Then this is the revision manual for autonomous colleges. Then this is the revision manual for affiliated and constant colleges. Then this is the manual for health institutions. This is the manual for Sanskrit institutions with the dual mode. Then Sanskrit institutions, another one. This is also Sanskrit. Then manual for yoga institutions, manual for open universities. This is also revision manual for open universities. Then manual for teacher education institutions. Then student satisfaction survey. See all the manuals, their standard operating procedures, their data templates, everything is included in this link only. So the recent disclosure, that is benchmarks. those can't be moved there. So later on, these can be moved to there. So those are all available in the home page itself. This is the home page of NAAC. You can click on disclosure of benchmarks. Okay, this is the circular what we discussed in our videos. Public disclosure of benchmarks of affiliate and constant colors released on 5th December 2022. So the following benchmarks will be applicable to the HEIs submitting the online institutional information for quality assurance IUQA on 1st January 2023 or after 1st January 2023. Then you will be using these revision manuals only. So affiliated college manual, if you can click here, this is the manual link. Affiliated college benchmarks, you can click here, that benchmarks PDF will be displayed. Then affiliated college templates, if you can click here, that data template, Excel templates of all the criteria in single Excel file are included. Then revised affiliated college SOP, standard operating procedure. Total the documents related to affiliated and constant colleges. So later, recently on 22nd December 2022, so NAAC disclosed benchmarks of universities and autonomous colleges also. In upcoming videos, we will cover those lectures also. So this is the walkthrough of NAAC website. Okay, with this, we completed the complete details about all the 7 criterions of NAAC as per the revised manual related to affiliated and constant colleges, which will be commenced from 1st January 2023. Hope this will be useful for your institution accreditation. Okay, in upcoming series of videos, so we will cover standard operating procedure and benchmarks of universities and autonomous colleges. So the revised manual will be commenced from 1st February 2023 for universities and autonomous colleges. That will be covered in our upcoming series of videos. So you can subscribe my channel to get all these updates. This is my official channel. Okay, stay tuned for those updates. Okay, thank you one and all for your patience and watching.